Hi, folks. Good to be with you. Weekend Insights. This is your deeper dive into meteorology. We're going to take you all the way through the weekend. Danielle and I have been traveling. We told you a little bit about that, showed you a little bit of that in our photos, foliage Q&A segment. But we'll be on the road Friday, which means Danielle will have an early morning video. But this will be the insights that'll see you through the weekend. The last of the wind and the waves we're dealing with in New England here over the next 24 hours or so. Huge high pressure going to build in for an extended dry stretch over multiple days. Still watching the tropics. We'll talk about that here coming up in just a couple of minutes. Precipitation over the last 24 hours. You can see most of it's starting to shift to the western United States, and the western and central U.S. is where most of it's going to fall over the next several days because we get so much into a big, broad area of fair weather. And you can actually see it even at the jet stream level. Look over Chicago. You've got what we call a ridge, high pressure building not just at the surface, but at the jet stream level. One thing we told you about in pattern predictions at the beginning of the week was watch that 14-day because the temperatures were going to keep trending up for the upcoming weekend into early next week. That has happened. Sure enough, we expect far and wide to be into the 70s across New England because when you get high pressure at the surface and aloft, it not only locks in dry weather, it usually ends up warmer than anticipated, and that's what we'll be doing. Here's the forecast map Friday. Notice the storm to the south and east of New England. That's a pretty powerful storm, and that's why we get some waves and wind out of it, but that's all we get. And it eases off to the south and east. Friday's highs in the 60s in the big yellow area, 50s in parts of northern New England, and look at the nation's midsection. Swath of 70s building in orange. Those 70s will ease east as high pressure moves east and the clockwise flow of air around it comes with it. We start to bring the winds out of the southwest and west, and we carry those 70s toward us and then into New England. In terms of the wind, you know what? We go from not much of a breeze during the day today, and then the wind kicks up overnight. So if you've got the patio furniture still out, which a lot of us do, from Plymouth County down to the Cape, might want to close that umbrella so you don't get it tipping over. Same deal all the way up to the Mass Turnpike where Friday pre-dawn, gusts are going over 30 miles an hour. But notice that during the day Friday, the gusts come down, and by the time we get to the weekend, really wind is not much of a factor. Now, with the wind nearby, though, we'll get the waves stirred up. So notice our Friday seas 4 to 6 feet. George's Bank goes a 9-foot sea. Great South Channel, southeast of Nantucket, goes to 11 feet on Friday. But as the storm starts to move away, as the wind starts to die down, the seas will come down. A little coastal splash over at the time of high tide, not only today, but again on Friday as well. And then once we get by that, the supermoon effects start to wane a little bit. And then we talk about the seas coming down too, so that Sunday it's only a 2 to 4 foot sea. Mostly near shore, it's a 2-foot sea. Just be careful. If any of you are still heading out to the beach, there's going to be a little bit of a rip current threat these next couple of days because of the waves. There's that big dome of high pressure fair weather in charge. It's with us all the way through the weekend, but not just the weekend. Look at this. Into early next week, too, you get this ring of precipitation from Bermuda down to Florida, out to the central United States, but not along the eastern seaboard otherwise because high pressure's in charge, so you just end up getting these fragments of clouds that mix in from time to time. In the tropics, 2 areas to watch. Now, normally I would tell you, look, if we're opening the door to mild air and a flow out of the south and southwest, you got to be careful for this, but actually, we think that the ocean storm that's out there now to our southeast and an associated cold front that's going to swing through probably would recurve any of this, even if it does develop late this weekend into early next week, but we will keep you posted on that. In the meantime, high temperatures Friday run about 60. You are coolest actually at the Cape because you get a wind out of the north, and that's coming in off of the ocean and off of the bay, so it keeps you cooler. Everybody else goes 60 to 65. Not as cold Friday night as we've been, not as much in the way of frost. No, a lot of you like to go camping this time of the year, enjoy the foliage, be out in nature. Well, Saturday is beautiful, 65 to 70 degrees. May turn a little bit of a sea breeze at the coastline Saturday. Saturday night, we drop down to about 40. So you get these cool nights that continue even as we warm up, just because the air is fairly dry. It's not like it's a humid air that comes in. Sunday's high temperatures, look at that, jumping into the 70s for so many of us. Maybe not a sea breeze on Sunday, except for the coast of Maine. You might turn one there. Sunday night, temperatures dropping down to the 40s for just about everybody. And Monday, lower to middle 70s. We may come closer to 80 when you get into places like Hartford. 77 degrees of forecast right now. And again, a lot of times you tend to outperform a little bit as you get in closer to the center of these kind of ridges that build in. So when you look at the 14-day, it is exceptional. You don't see a chance of showers showing up until next Monday. We talked yesterday in Insights about the fact, though, that we are running about half of our normal precipitation for a lot of New England. So, yeah, we could use the rain for the water table, but outdoor plans are all a go. Good stuff. If you want to see the 14-day for your location, download the app, get it on the App Store, Google Play, search Noyes, 1 degree outside weather. That's how it's looking for now. We look forward to be back in New England pretty soon. In the meantime, thanks for checking out Insights. Hope this gives you a nice handle on your weekend ahead. Take care.